Why the whole world is talking about Thich Nhat Hanh. Master of mindfulness, poetic peace activist Thich Nhat Hanh died last week at the age of 95. This video is a tribute to all his great work that he's given to us. He was a global spiritual leader, poet, and a peace activist, renowned for his powerful teachings and best-selling writings on mindfulness and peace. Born in central Vietnam on 11th October 1926, Thich Nhat Hanh entered Tu Hu Temple at the age of 16 as a young bhikshu. In the early 1950s, he was actively engaged in the movement to renew Vietnamese Buddhism. He was one of the first bhikshu to study a secular subject at university in Saigon and one of the first 6 monks to ride a bicycle. He traveled to the United States on a scholarship to study comparative religion at Princeton. And then the following year, he went on teaching and researching Buddhism at Columbia University. When war came to Vietnam, monks and nuns were confused whether to stay meditating in the monasteries or to help those around them. Suffering under the bombing and turmoil of war was a very difficult period for Vietnamese. Thich Nhat Hanh was one of those who chose to do both meditation as well as serving at the war. So he founded Engaged Buddhism movement. It was during this 1966 trip that he first met Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who nominated him for the Nobel Peace Prize in 1967. As a result of this mission, both North and Southern Vietnam denied the right to return to Vietnam, and he began a long exile of 39 years. Just imagine a life being banned to enter in your own country. In 1982, he moved to a much larger site in the southwest of France, now known as Plum Village, for his mindfulness practices that he taught. Thich Nhat Hanh found new ways to teach the art of mindful breathing and mindful walking as the foundation of meditation. He created simple practices like mindful brushing your teeth, mindful dishwashing, and orange eating meditation, walking meditation, stuff like that. Let us focus on some of his key teachings that he gave to the world, and I will be addressing them in the form of questions. Number 1, how to love yourself and others. To love is, first of all, to accept ourselves as we actually are. That is why his love meditation, Know Thyself, is the first practice of love. How to soothe our fear of silence in an increasingly connected and noisy world. He replied, these days we are always connected, but we continue to feel lonely. We checking continuously our incoming emails, social media sites multiple times a day. We email or post one message after another, wait for the response and the likes. We want to share, we want to receive. We busy ourselves all day long in an effort to get connected. We busy ourselves in such a way that we consume our energy. What are we so afraid of? We may feel an inner void, a sense of isolation or sorrow, of restlessness. All this can distract us, but when there is a silence, all these things present themselves clearly. How to walk like a Buddha? Somebody asked him. We walk all the time, but usually it is more like running. Our hurried steps sprint anxiety and sorrow on earth. If we can take one step in peace, we can take 2, 3, 4 and then 5 steps for the peace and happiness of humankind. If we can transform our walking path into the field of our meditation, our feet will take every step in full awareness. our breathing will be in harmony with our steps and our mind will naturally be at ease. Another question asked to him was, how and why should you carve out a sacred space in your home? Every home, no matter how big or small, can have a breathing room. We may have a room for everything else, a bathroom, bedroom, or a living room, but most importantly, a breathing room is very much required. We just need that space so that, when we are not that much at ease, we are restless or angry, we can spend few minutes in our breathing room. You can ease your suffering and better understand the source of your suffering. Why we shouldn't be afraid of suffering. When a painful feeling comes up, we often try to suppress it. We don't feel comfortable when our suffering surfaces, and we want to push it back down to cover it up. But as a mindfulness practitioner, we allow the suffering to surface so that you can see, identify it, and then embrace it like a loving mother. This will bring transformation and relief. The first thing we have to do is be aware and then accept the mud that is there in ourselves. When we recognize and accept our difficult feelings and emotions, we begin to feel more at peace. Another question asked to him, how to break free from fear. For many of us, the notion of birth and death, coming and going, cause our greatest pain. We think the person we loved came to us from somewhere and has now gone away somewhere. But a true nature is not coming or going. It is to be present here always. Another question that was asked to him was, why everyone can benefit from Buddhism. Buddhism is more a way of life than a religion. It is like a fruit. You may like number of fruits like banana, orange, apple, and so on. You are committed to eating these fruits. Why community is so important. If you don't have anyone who understands you, who encourages you in the practice of the living dharma, your desire to practice may fades away. Your sangha, like your companionship, like family, friends and colleagues, are the soil and you are the seed. How to transform the fear of losing a loved one. We can look deeply to see that our loved ones are not only out there, but in here. In your skin, in your body, our mothers and fathers are fully present in every cell of our bodies. We carry them into the future. So those were beautiful teachings of Thich Nhat Hanh. He emphasized that the need to learn the art of living happily in the present moment and not sacrificing what we have right now in order to attain something else in the future. You can be a victim of your success, he says, but you can never be a victim of your happiness.